Stranger in a strange land. What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm just rambling song lyrics, aren't I? So, getting right into it here. The reason I said that is because the beer I have today is Dépaysement. Now, Dépaysement is a French term for a feeling of, like, disorientation, being out of place when you're in a new country or a new environment, somewhere away from a normal area, away from what you're used to. And when you just feel disoriented and out of place, it's called Dépaysement. When you're like a stranger in a strange land, it's called Dépaysement. So the beer I have is, like I said, Dépaysement. How many more times can I say it? From Perennial Artisan Ales. This is a foeder aged saison. Comes at 4% ABV. Perennial Artisan Ales is out of St. Louis, Missouri. And it's just kind of a mountainous scenery on, kind of looks like a lake the way it's doubled on the label there. And I looked up, because I've seen foeder a lot on beers and beer descriptions and things, and what foeders are, or foeder staves. And for those of you that don't know, foeders are large wooden vessels that are used for either fermenting beers or aging beers or even wine. And that's what they are. And this was actually aged in foeders for 11 months. So this is an aged beer right off the bat, so that's kind of cool. On the can here, I don't see much, just the government warning. And it's kind of odd. There's a little tiny mark down here that looks like there might have been writing on this can before they labeled it. I don't see a date code on it, but I picked this up at Rozi's for $3.35. And generally their beers are pretty well in date and pretty fresh. I haven't really had any bad experiences I can think of with buying beers from them that have been out of date. But I saw this term, Dépaysement, didn't know what it meant, so I had to buy the beer so I could learn more about it. Like I said, this is a foeder aged saison. It's been a while since I've had a saison. And I'm just going to get on into it. I expect it to be kind of farmhousey, horse blankety. I expect it to be kind of carbonated. Move this price tag so I don't drop it in the beer, because I always put the price tag right on the top here. And let's just get on into it. On Untapped, it gets a 4.01 with 98 check-ins. And on Beer Advocate, it is an NA. Started to hard pour that, but then I realized it's probably going to fizz everywhere, as it is. Poured it so vigorously I can't even get the whole beer in the can, or in the glass at the moment. Hopefully that head dies down while I take a sniff. Oh yeah, that's got that farmhouse, rustic, like musty, fruity kind of smell to it. With a slight hint of that sour that makes my mouth water, but not like the American sours, more like the Flanders kind of sours, the Flanders reds, those kind of like European sours, the Dutch sours, whatever. The Flanders sours, I should say, that kind of sour. It's got something like that kind of smell in the nose. Almost dipped my nose in it. Yeah, it smells really nice. As far as the appearance, it's hazy. Can't really see through it. Looks like there's a lot of carbonation in there. It's probably about a 2 on my SRM chart over there. Nice, super bright white pillowy head. Really, really fine bubbles. And that's just pillowy mousse-like, pillowy white head, not mousse-like, but just pillowy, almost cloud-like, sticking around, not really going anywhere. Yeah, it's a nice looking beer. When the light's not going through it, I can see a lot of carbonation. That just smells really nice. Enough sniffing. Let's taste it. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that is really drying. It's tart, But the tartness and the dryness makes my mouth pucker. It's like the dryness of the beer feels like it's sucking all the moisture out of my mouth. Get a little bit of that effervescence in the mouth, but it's not offensive. Tartness, I said. Some nice fruitiness in there, like I was gonna say nondescript, but it's fruity. But you kind of got like white grape almost. I think, like almost like a grape, white grape. The ever so slight hint of funk, and you get a woodiness, but it's not oak. And I was thinking about that when I was talking about the foeders. Everything I read just says foeders. Doesn't say what kind of wood the foeders are made out of. And you do get a little bit of like woodiness, but it's not oaky. It's just like a nondescript generic woodiness. Man, that is good. That's different. I mean, I don't know if I've had a beer that had the combination of tart and dryness that started to make my mouth pucker. It's surprising how dry this beer is. But that tartness is really nice. And yeah, that's definitely like a white grape. A little bit of nice woodiness to it. This is really a nice beer. And again, you get kind of that fizziness, or the effervescence that kind of opens the beer up, but isn't distracting, isn't overpowering. It's additive to the beer. Man, this is a really good beer. For $3.35, I'd pay that all day long. 4% alcohol. I could probably drink a few of these before my mouth and my palate got burnt out. This is a nice beer. Perennial Artisan Ales, Depaysment. Big horns up to you. I was a stranger trying this, but now I'm not. I no longer have Depaysment about this beer. Excellent beer. If you made it this far through the video, I hope you no longer have Depaysment watching my videos. If you do, let me know down below why. Have you had a beer like this? Have you ever felt Depaysment traveling the world or traveling just anywhere inside of your local region? Let me know down below. Because it's usually an adventure when you go to it's always an adventure when you go to new places you've never been before. And like I say, embrace the adventure.